we just come out the yard now. You know, I mean, there's a lot been done with these horses in a short space of time. When we consider on top of all of that, you know, the problems they've had. Come on. But they're there now, they're going nice. Hey boys, get up. So if I want to stop them, they'll stop. Whoa. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Walk on. Walk. Trot. Trot. So for the spooky lead horse, a lot of people would say, well, you can't put a spooky horse out the front. Well, that's exactly what you do. Or what we do, I should say, sorry. So you can run them straight with their heads opposite. Can you see? Look. I still keep a straight line. Go on, up. Ready to turn a corner. I do it both ways. Go on, get up. So if you're going to the left, you'd want your wheeler horse going slightly to the right, wouldn't you, obviously? Go on, so you don't cut the corner. Go on, babes, get up. Canter, hey! Hey, go on, get up, canter. Gonna canter up here, all right. If I just tell them steady, they'll stop. Steady. On, boys, on you go. Get up. Hey. Go on. So the horse at the front is a little bit looky in the curve. Now the problem is, if we put him in the wheel, I mean obviously we wouldn't put him out there if we thought he was a danger to the public or motorists or anyone sharing the road. But I've trained him pair, I've trained him single. It's just that he was on the offside for a long time in a pair because he didn't like the traffic. Now his problem is like this grey bin pulled up here. He's more liable to look at that than he was at that motor car passing him, you know. So you have a little look. Hey, it's better today. Yesterday he was worse with that. Go on, babe, go on, you go. And the other thing is, which is a bad thing with these here things, when you do them with soft mouth, you know, you've got to be careful, haven't you, obviously, because you just got to go steady with them, you know what I mean? So he's in draft now, my lead horse, pulling it up this hill. I can bring him out of draft easy enough and he'll still go right. Go on, get up. Go on. Trot. Trot. Go on. Go on. But any bit of rubbish on the side of the road will bother him for a minute. But I know the horse, so I know where I can put him safely and what you can get away with, you know what I mean? Come on, up. Good boy. Trot, 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 trot. But you know, they keep a pretty good line really for it's only their third time in now. Come on. Go on. So for third time, you know, they're working well together. But they do it all now. They do the tandem, they do the single, and obviously the pair. And they've been in the team as well. They've been in the wheel in the team. That was just something we had to do. Time-wise, you know, we've got a lot of horses in, and to get them done with these short days is hard work, obviously. You know? Go on, babe, on you go. Come on. But two nice ponies, both of them, different characters. I often say that, you know, a match pair are hard to find, not because they match in colour or anything like that. It's their paces, you've got to be right, and you know, if you can get them with the same attitude towards life, that don't happen very often, you know. So this one's going around the blind bend here. Before he'd worry about that bit of puddle there, see, or the wall or something like that. But you know, the more miles we do with him, the better he is. And just to, you know, you saw him how he can behave. you know, when the owner come down, he could see how he behaved, you know, a bit soppy with things on the side of the road, noises, etc. People behind a hedge in a garden would make him jump. Hey, come on. So on a Saturday, for instance, like tomorrow, if we get them out, they'll be playing football down here. So we'll do them best to get them out in the tandem first thing in the morning. When the little lads come and play football on the field, well, that'll upset him sure as anything because of the noise behind the edge. But obviously at the same time as that, it's a good time for training, isn't it? You know, if that's what they don't like, that's what they've got to deal with, you know, what they've got to see, what they've got to get used to. So give them the opportunity to do that. Trot! Go on, get up. Good boys. Come on. Come on. That's it. So then pile of cones here, that's good to go by. Steady, you just walk now. Just walk. Walk on. Walk. Good boys. I lost my bottom finger up some time ago, 3 years ago now, I suppose, maybe a bit more. And still now it's a nuisance when you're driving tandem. Well, it's a nuisance anyway, you know, I was having 3 where you'd like to have 4. But, come on, my baby, up we go. Go on. Go on, alright, come on. So, you know, for green horses, that's not a bad turn, you know what I mean, really? They're doing well. Go on, my babies, on you go. Come over. Come over. A lot of water laying about, and that's, you know, not off-putting exactly, but it's something else for them to look at, like that field's flooded now. It wasn't the other day, it's got swans on it. Hey! Come on. I'd be having their teeth looked at, you know, they're the sort of, personally myself, I would just give them a rasp up, you know, someone who knows what they're doing. I'm not saying that dentists are no good, that's a silly, stupid thing to say, but personally myself, we always use a vet. I think it's a better thing because, you know, just the general experience around the cranium in general, I've always found that a better bet. Some dentists, as I understand it, I could be entirely wrong, you can do different courses and, you know, they're short training. Come over, you're a good boy. So he's a lot better than what he was when we come up to this river before. He didn't like going over the bridge. You know, there's so many things he didn't like, whereas now he's, you know, pretty good really. Go on. Get up, come in line now. Get up, go on. Hey! I only ever use rubber bits. Now I know, you know, I don't care what other people do. I'm just saying that I only use rubber bits. Obviously, if you had any sort of cantilever bit, even a rubber one on the lead horse, you could adjust the pressure applied to his mouth. What I want him to do, so therefore that turn there, if I'd have had a cantilever, like let's say a soft rubber Liverpool bit that we do have made sometimes for clients, you know what I mean? Come on. And I'm letting my lead horse do a little bit of work there. His traces are tight. Go on. But they're too tight. So I'm just going to bring him. Go on. Up. Get up. Go on. Hey. Bring my wheeler up a bit. He had a little bit too much pressure on his britching. Or he had pressure on his britching when he shouldn't have had, which tells me the lead horse is pulling on a bit, stretch the old traces up a bit. Go on, up. Go on. Trot. So as long as, you know, in this stage of training, come on. Go on. So like most horses, like at this stage of training, just finish what I was going to say, was he's going to move away. But if I call him and he comes back to line, then that's lovely. It's when you call them and they don't come back, or you ask them to come back, come in line, and they don't, that's when you've got problems, because obviously they'll fold back on you. Hey, do all sorts, you know, pull the thing sideways, pull the other horse over. They're quite dangerous driving a tandem. And obviously, you know, when they're trained and done, it's easy enough to do, but it's harder to do when they're green. Like these horses only been here. They come here 7 weeks ago, virtually to the day. They're going home tomorrow. Hey, come on. Come on. But you've got to be careful what you do, like obviously when they're this soft mouth, the slightest movement on your hands and it'll steer your horses, obviously. I'll point them in a different direction, in other words. Hey. But there's no pulling. I mean, like, I'll drop them reins, they go lovely, you know, with me not driving them at all. They're not going to run away or do anything stupid, but they're, you know, if they're trained right, they're not a problem, are they? And it is in the training that, you know, it's in that training that you've got to get it right for them. Go on. And if you know, when you're training horse, if you consolidate every single thing you do, come on, if you consolidate that, everything you do, so they've definitely got it, well, that's, you know, that's what you need to do, obviously, isn't it? Because if you don't consolidate it, you haven't got the foundations. If you haven't got any foundations, you ain't got a building. You can't build on dodgy foundations, so that's what I mean. Each little bit you teach them, you know, when we do clinics on a, you know, the first part of training, if you like, which people seem to enjoy. We only do very small clinics over here because of just the, you know, we don't have the time really. But it's a hands-on thing because you can never learn necessarily by reading or being told. You've got to actually experience and feel of it, you know. So sometimes we'll have more reins on here than you can shake a stick at, you know. We've got 4 reins now, we'll have 8 reins, because I'll have a pair that are connected to these, you know, just so I can take them at any time to be safe. Go on, up you go. Good boy, come over, come over. Come over. Go on. Hey. Good boy. Go on. Yeah, I miss my little finger because you could tickle them with your little finger, you know. And I'd swap my reins about, so sometimes I'd have the leaders coming over the top of my hand and you know, the wheeler underneath, and then I'd reverse it so I could tickle them and just talk to the, you know, the leaders or the lead horse. Trot! Come on! Come on! Get up! Go on! Trot! Trot! Come on! That was nice through there, all them hose pipes. And that would, any horse would look at that, the bright coloured hose pipes, you know, just so unusual to see. Come on, up! So any of them would look at that, yeah, so I'm not bothered about that, that was good in fact. Come on! People, you know, the reason, like in agriculture, why I used a tandem was obviously manoeuvrability, going through narrow space, working in the woods, that type of thing. Sometimes when it comes to, you know, working the ground, you want to 2 horses up a furrow for some reason, you want to be able to do it. But also it become an occasional horse. So I know of one man who drove a wagon on a farm, and they would sell a lot of corn into town. And what they'd do, they'd have a unicorn, and they'd swap the horse over, 3-4 different vehicles going in with a load. Oh, hello mate. Going in with a load to go up the hills. They put the two on, and the single horse could, you know, then he'd come back down the hill with the one horse, hook it on and go up. The reason for driving a tandem, there's all sorts of reasons they'd like to say, but basically show the skill of the driver, I suppose, to a great extent. Not everybody could do it, and I don't mean that in a big-headed way. I mean, I've been doing it long enough, I should be able to do it. But doing it with young horses is what I like. Green horses, you know, horses that are a challenge to do it with, obviously. Hey! Go on, my lad, get out. Like here, coming up here, like over here. These, you know, that's what they need, isn't it? I mean, they need to. And it's giving my little horse out the front so much more confidence in himself, because he hasn't got his mate by his side. Come on. As I say, he hasn't got his mate by his side, and he's got to cope with life as it is, you know. So, come over. Come over. Come over. Come over. Come over. Come over. That's it. Come over. Go on. Up. So he's, you know, as I say, he's got to face up to what's happening all around him, and he's got to do it on his own. And he doesn't have anything like, and this is going to sound very funny, but I've done this all my life, and you learn, if you're interested in what you do, your job, obviously you learn and you want to get better at it. But this, when they haven't got any shafts, they've got nothing solid touching them. So this horse here in the shaft, he can feel the shaft, he can feel the motion of the vehicle, he can feel the shaft bouncing on his back, etc. Gives him some sort of solace, yeah? That's not true for that horse out the front. He ain't got any shafts, has he? Got nothing at all, nothing solid. He's out there entirely on his own. That's why I put him out there, so, because he was the worst one, you know, as far as being spooky goes. So we put him out there for that reason. Come on, boy. Hup. And I never use their names. I mean, obviously, well, you know, I'd like to tell you for all sorts of reasons, but there is a reason. The reason I don't, it's nice when the owners come to start using their names, you know, especially in a pair or a team or a tandem, so you can talk to him and he'll listen because he knows his name, yeah? So I never do that, but you know, so I leave that for the owners to do, to make a bond with them again. So they call them over in the field. I don't believe in tidbits when they're working at all, but I call them over in the field and give them something, you know, they learn their name, they come to you. Then you can get a line of horses, you know, I've done it myself, where you just call them forward to take an apple, and the others stand there until they're called, you know, so obviously they know their name, or they can learn their name. Come on, up. I mean, anyone that shakes a bucket and calls their name, all they can hear is the bucket. Hey! Come on, up! Come on! So this is, you know, nice for this horse out the front, very, very good for this pony. Coming over the brow of this hill here, he can't see what he'll see before we do, so I'm watching him so he can tell me any message he wants to give me. But that's lovely going over there, they're nice and straight. This is only their third time out, and this is the furthest they've been. So we've just done 8 miles. Is it 8 round there, read that one? No, 6.5, yeah. 6.5 miles round there we've done, and you know, for their second time out on the, well, the second time out, they've only been in, no, third time they've been in. You know, I'm pleased with them really. And they're going well, they're going as good as a lot of other horses that are much older, only babies. How old are these two, Roo?
4, rising 4.
Rising 4, they're 4 shortly, yeah. We don't take them till they're 3, but and they're both the same age, you know. I've got the same dad, and different mums, you know. Come on, obviously, come on. Good boys. This is funny, this is the only vehicle we've got now that doesn't have electrics, you know, i.e. indicators and brake lights, and it will have in a minute once our electrician comes back off holiday. He's going to put them on, and but you miss them. So Ree's on the back, and she, you know, covers me back literally, so she's watching for traffic behind, etc. And she'll indicate which way we're going, and you know, like that. Up, boys, come on. So if I want to run, you know, me horse at the front to one side, go on, you know, like that. They'll run square. You know, like you had a team, I can run them like that, and he'll still stay where I want him to be. You know, he won't turn, he'll keep going straight. Hey! And that's quite nice, because if you can do that at the trot, you know, one head one way, one head the other, then when you're making a turn to the left here, you've done it, haven't you? You know, sort of halfway round it. And as long as they come back into line like that, then that's good, you know. Hey! And if you can do the same the other way, go on, up, trot, come on, and they keep going straight, and that's very good for your lead horse, because he's got the traces up the side of him, and can feel them, you know, around his quarters. I've got also in my hand, not making any excuses, but we broke a set of reins, my own silly fault, all stood on them, you know, just freshly shot horse, and severed them, you know, these webbing reins. So now I've got some that got a grip on and some that haven't. Well, when you're driving, it makes it, you know, driving a tandem team or anything like that, makes it real awkward, because one rein will slide very easily through your hand, like a leather rein, and the other one won't move, it's grip rein, so as readily it won't move. So, hey! But you get used to it, you know. We had to get over yesterday making harness or doing, you know, repairs and such like, and she took it away, and we'll have it again. So we got random reins. Well, we got 4 of them. So we got 4 in the line reins, 3, 2, and obviously singles. And we've got them all the same, all made out of the same material, is what I mean. And therefore, come over. They work well together, but when you mix one is a grip rein, it's got some rubber running through it that's, you know, woven into it when it's made. That's that won't move in your hand at all. So you've got one that slides quite happily, and the other one's hard at the, you know, to get the slide. Come on, hey. Come on, come on. Hey, 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 go on, go on, go on, hop. Not bad really, hesitated a little bit, but as I've just said to you, come on, really that's incredibly good. Come on. What he's just done. Go on, babe. Hup. Go on, hup. What he's just done is really good, because, as I explained to you just now, he's out there on his own, isn't he? And what he's just done is lovely. The fact he's gone in at all. Where's me mate? You know, hold me hand, that type of thing. And yet he's done it for me, so, you know, pleased with that really. I know these different driving clubs and societies say you should never slap them with the reins, and that's perfectly true. When in training, I don't think it's a bad thing, because if you make a mistake and the rein, you know, for whatever reason, the rein should get, you know, then come over, babe. Go on up. Go on, up you go. Up you go, go on. Go on. Come down. Hey! Pick it up, trot! Come on. If you should, you know, for some reason your reins touch your horse, then, you know, they never bother about it. You know, it won't come as a surprise, or they leap off. But they also say, come over, you should apply the whip between the collar and the pad. They say you should only use the, you know, the whip in a certain way, and it's there to do this and that. Yes, I agree with all that. It's perfectly true. The art of using a whip is gone. You see plenty of people never use it, couldn't reach the leaders if they tried. And certainly couldn't hit it anywhere they wanted to, you know, tap the horse anywhere they wanted to. Couldn't do it. Back in my day, I'm not saying everything was wonderful years ago, because it certainly wasn't. But, you know, they were skillful men, there's no two ways about that. And that's died, you see the whip wound round the stick, no good. So, you know, if you can't use it correctly, don't carry it, because you ain't going to use it anyway. Go on, up. So, yeah, the argument is that you use the whip, or they tell you should use the whip between the, as I believe it, between the collar and the pad. Nonsense, in my opinion. It all should be able to be touched anywhere with a whip. Come on, I'm not saying I don't believe in whips anyway, but if you're gonna, you know, you should be able to touch them anywhere. Why do I say that? Well, several reasons. One of the main reasons is when they're carrying the whip in the correct position, if you go past a hedge and your lash should get caught up in the hedge, the natural reaction is to pull the whip free. When you pull the whip free, it can hit the horse anywhere. So there's that. Also, anyone can make a mistake, can't they? And if you hit a horse on the quarters with it and he kicks back, that's no good. You know, no good at all. Any one of my horses, although I don't use whips, will be used to a whip, from the point of view that if they go into the show ring or they're out on the drive and a whip's being used, they want to know what the sound of it's like, and that type of thing. Otherwise, obviously it's a strange sound if they've never heard it, and that can be a problem in itself. Come on, boys. Pick it up. So that's the longest drive they've done, as I say, 6.5 miles. It's quite a nice day today, actually. Come on. We have the shafts out very long on all of it. Two reasons for that. The main reason is that you can see the way your horse is moving. I can see right the way through there. Like, yes, you can with a GoPro, you can see, you know, what I can see. Yeah, so, you know, as I say, sorry to keep stopping when I'm talking, but my job's to concentrate on these horses. That's what I'm being paid for, to train them. And I'm trying to explain to you what I'm doing at the same time, which therefore, you know, makes it awkward. Hey, come over, babe. Go on, mate. Bring my lead horse over. That's it, good boy. Look at that. That's it, nice, lovely. On. Lovely. So yeah, if you get your whip, so if you're carrying the whip in the correct position, and you get it caught in the hedge, which can often happen, you get a bit of bramble coming out, and you know, catches your lash on the end of your whip. Pull the whip out your hand quite easily. The natural reaction is to bring it back. When you bring it back, it could land anywhere. So you want to be able to tap them with the whip all over, round the quarters, round the legs, anything. I'll make a film on it one day when I get a chance to show you what I mean. You do it with a green horse, you know, they're the ones that's got to learn, you know. Come on. Go on, babe, up. Canter! all going up there, and you can see on the slack rein, they're not running away, they're not doing anything. Just got to steer this one a little bit. Hey! Canter! And then what I want to do is canter! Stop, you know. Well, walk. I've got to come back to walk, whether they're single or tandem. Trot! And they've only got the soft rubber bits in, that's the important thing. So they're doing what I'm asking them to do rather than inflicting any pain on them. And when people say to me, no, there's no pain with a bit if you use it correctly, let me tell you something. If you put a bit on there, on that bone there, right, put a bit on there and put the curb chain underneath your arm. That replicates horse's jaw. And then just give it a twist with the cantilever bit. See what you like it. That is bloody painful. And they say pressure and release. What it is pain and release. And that's no good. Whereas if you do it in a rubber bit, then no one can argue the fact you're not putting that pressure on, but you should put a Liverpool bit, or any cantilever, butterfly, Liverpool, Buxton, you know, or Buxton bit, military reversible, anything you like. Cantilever bit or anything with any sort of, you know, pressure, pole pressure applied by the fact that all our ones are rubber with a loose running ring. The ring's not even fixed. So there's no pole pressure whatsoever. Come on. Hey. That'll do. Come on, up we go.